you have like all these different ideologies, like vegan and like carnivore, low carb, keto, and like instead of everyone looking at it and saying, all right, what are the commonalities that are working across the range, and what can we do to help people who like tried all these things and it's not working? Everyone's just waving their flag and fighting their corner.
So talking about extremes, so you've gone from fruitarian to where are we now?
I guess it would be described as carnivore, but
So literally the other end of the spectrum.
yeah, just complete opposite. No plant. I fell out with plants. I was ready to burn them all, man. They betrayed me, man. So I was flying the flag, and then it's just.
You find that happens a lot. People advocate for vegan, but I think for some reason it seems to happen more in the people that advocate for veganism for health than it does for people just being vegan for animals, because I guess they're more likely to cheat, possibly.
Like, I think their dietary restrictions are different because, like, again, I'm not eating a lot of, and especially because I was trying to do low fat, like I wasn't eating a lot of oils and these kinds of things, and like it's just weird. I wasn't doing like big smoothies and that kind of thing. It's just like, I'm just trying to eat meals that I'd be able to eat. But, and again, like people who are doing it for health, a lot of them are trying to sort out problems. So, if you don't realize like the consequences of heading down that direction may make the problems worse, you're gonna like go at it until you break down.
So you've got, before we talk about breaking down, at another extreme now, which is you describe as carnivore. So what is it you're consuming now then?
Just meat.
Just like, meat, like other animal products as well, eggs.
Try to eat eggs, though I was having bad reactions to them. I really need to eat fish, but I can't. I so badly need to eat fish, but I can't get it fresh enough, or I'll just have to risk the like reactions to it.
So what does fish have that you need?
I suspect I'm in need of like the omega-3s and vitamin E, because they're like anti-inflammatory, and I suspect I'm dealing with inflammation at the moment. And even just then, and calcium as well. Like, as I'm doing more research, I'm just like, there's all this stuff that is missing, and the things I need to do to kind of make up for the stuff that's missing, I currently can't do in the condition I'm in, or in the state I'm in, should I say.
So calcium, where are you missing calcium?
It's just minimal amounts of calcium in like an only meat diet.
Okay. But I don't know.
Low to minimal.
Maybe I need to look at Michaela Peterson more, but she's made eating steaks work for quite some years.
Like I don't know how it works for other people. I just kind of know the state that I suspect I'm in, and the things that I suspect I'll need to help out in that state. Because I think it's a similar thing with veganism. Like, by the time I was done, I came to view it as I was living on credit almost. So like I grew up eating meat and all this other stuff, so I would have had like nutritional reserves, which would have slowly been used up over the years that I was vegan, and then completely just depleted when I was doing the fasts I was doing. Like, that's the best theory I've got for what happened to me at the time. And if I am dealing with nutritional depletion, then I'm going to need to find sources for all these things. So again, because I was low fat for years, like the omega-3s, like I think EPA and DHA, and there's another one which I can't remember letters of. Like there's nowhere to get those on like a vegan diet, and even just like a normal diet, you'll likely end up lowering them because it's because the ratio, either lowering them or the ratio of omega-3 to omega-6 is off, stuff like that. But I'd have had years without that stuff. Like it's not like I was taking carnivore oil or other supplements. And then they say that you're supposed to be able to, your body's supposed to be able to convert ALA into these other forms of omega-3s. But
ALA is what?
I think alpha linolenic acid. So that's the omega-3s that they're telling you is in like flax seeds and all these other stuff, which they're like, yeah, there's your omega-3s, but you need like the EPA and DHA, apparently. So, and where you get that from is going to be like animal-based sources generally, unless you're eating algae, but even then I'm not sure that's a good source of it. But what was the point I was trying to make? Yeah, because I haven't had that stuff for so long, like I'm just going to be low in it. And I'm going to need to like eat enough to get levels back up and to help my body sort out the issues that it has at the moment.
So I guess that's why she's able to do the the carnivore in such a minimal kind of way where it's just meat.
Potentially,
yeah.
But like again, like we all have individual nutritional statuses, and like we're high in this, low in that, and genetics as well potentially comes into it. So again, it's kind of like being individual, because there's plenty of people who like they try a carnivore way of eating or a low carb way of eating or a keto way of eating, and it sorts out the issues that they're having. And then there's other people who it doesn't work for them, or it improves things but it doesn't resolve things. And again, like I think it's important to talk about those things so that people can kind of explore, like, is it another problem, or is it I'm not doing it correctly, or is it retete? But like when you're trying to look for this information, a lot of times you just get drawn into like ideological debates, and it's just like,
you need to eat vegan because of this, or what's his name? Seba? No.
What, Savage or something?
Dr. Seba.
Oh, Dr. Sebi.
Sebi.
Man.
If that's the one I'm thinking of.
Yeah. Like, you know what? Like when I was close to making the switch, I was talking to people like, yo, I'm having these problems, and like, oh, you need all these herbs, these vitamins, not vitamins, you need all these herbs to sort yourself out. And I'm like, I've been vegan for 8 years. Like, by the time I was done, I was allergic to plants. And people are telling me like, yo, you need more vegetables. I'm like, are you listening to what I'm saying? Like, I'm literally having reactions to these foods you're saying I need to eat. Like, you're not hearing what I'm saying. You're just hitting me back with your beliefs. And it's like, I can't do anything with that, man. Like, I just have to go into the wilderness and try things. And I think it's the weird thing, because like, you have like all these different ideologies of like vegan and like carnivore, low carb, keto, and like instead of everyone looking at it and saying, all right, what are the commonalities that are working across the range, and what can we do to help people who like tried all these things and it's not working? Everyone's just waving their flag and fighting their corner. But like, even just on a consistent level, like, one thing that's consistent among all these ways of eating is like the reduction of processed foods, and like just eliminating processed foods can lead to just better health outcomes. And instead of everyone like, all right, we can agree on this and let's explore things, everyone's just fighting for no reason. It's just mad. But yeah.
So in terms of your meat diet now, how often are you eating?
Like, what would be referred to as OMAD, or once a day, one meal a day.
And so you just punch everything in and pack everything into this one meal?
Yeah, it's not well, you know what? If you've ever seen me eat a meal, like the size of my portions. But yeah, like it's just 1 meal a day. I think when I found that like 3 meals a day is a con. Like if you look into it, I think it was Kellogg's or something. Like once they started making breakfast cereals, like breakfast suddenly became the most important meal of the day. And of course, it's just eating like this junk, which they've refined into what is known as food, what they try to call food, but they have to add all these vitamins back in to make it passable. But there's just poor forms of vitamins anyway. So, but like I looked at, I was looking into what are they called? An Amazonian tribe called the Piraha, and like basically they ate like once a day. They eat once a day when they're hungry, and then they don't need to eat again. And I was looking at it, and then when you discover that like 3 meals a day is a recent thing, I was kind of like, okay, so like it doesn't need to be 3 meals a day. And even worse than that, a lot of us are like eating 3 meals a day with snacks, and then we're wondering why like we're getting fat, or we're getting diabetes, or we're having poor health outcomes. We're just like eating way too much. But yeah, in terms of
is it the quantity or the frequency?
It's a whole host of problems. It's like frequency. Like frequency doesn't allow your digestive system to like rest at all. The quantity again is like you're eating a lot of empty food, so it's high calorie but like low nutrition. And so you're getting like energy bursts and glucose spikes and insulin spikes, but there's no nutrition behind it, so you're still hungry afterwards. And then just poor quality food, like food that's not actually food. Like if you read the back of a food packet, like it's a chemistry experiment. Like it's just bare chemicals, bare hidden sugar. Like what is it, like dextrose, malt, like all these different names for sugar, and it's just like on the same packet of food. So it's like that's sugar, that's sugar, that's sugar, that's sugar, that's sugar, that's sugar, and then there's salt and fat, and even that's like if you want to make your food taste great, salt, sugar, fat, little acid, it's coming out great, man. Like it's just like it will be hyper palatable. Like your tongue's not designed to have like fats and sugars essentially together, and that just tastes great to it. It's just an overload of taste sensation. And then when you look at everything we eat, it's just salt, fat, sugar. It's mad.
So OMAD is working for you, and you said like tribes used to eat in that fashion.
Yeah, and like you'll find people on keto diets where like they're eating low carb and they're eating to satiation and they're not having to snack. Like I eat my food and I'm done. I don't have to snack again. Like it's working for me, but I got to a point where I started having problems again, and this is I suspect this is due to the other issues that I still have, which are unresolved. So like I wasn't able to eat the quantity that I needed. So like I needed to eat about 1 kilogram a day, and
a kilo of meat is a lot of meat.
I was told this.
Well, I mean, for the general person, I just imagine a slab of meat on a plate.
Yeah. But again, like I probably ate bigger portions when I was eating what was it, when I was like eating plant-based. But that's what I needed to get most of the nutritional quantities to the right level. So if you look up like the nutritional values in meat, so say something's like 7% in 100 grams, like if I eat 1 kilogram, then hopefully like in 1 kilogram I'm like at 70%. So if something's 25%, then in 1 kilogram I'm getting like 250% of the recommended allowance. So it's kind of necessary necessary to eat that amount of meat in a day to make it viable. Trying to do it on anything less, it's not going to work. You're going to be hungry. You're just going to run into problems.
So, looking at the back end of your fruitarianism to kind of where we are now, do you think there's been an improvement in your overall health?
Almost definitely. Like, I was, so prior to that, I was like highly irritable. I was having like low mood. Just my mood wasn't good at all, but like so much stuff stabilized once I cut out the carbs and I was eating a higher fat diet. And then I found out that I actually do like animal fat and I don't really react to it. So I suspect that a lot of what I was reacting to was like vegetable fats or plant or seed oils, and fried oils and that kind of thing. So yeah, there's just so much improvement in all my health. But again, it hasn't resolved things. So I've still got things that need resolving and need figuring out to resolve. But